ready to send the offense back onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
They'll leave it with him. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33. It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. Trying play action. Unloads it left. He's got an open man. Afterburner's coming. Touchdown, Old Dominion! And the pummeling has started. This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding the strike zone.
Yeah, just gets in the zone, right? When you can't miss, you've seen quarterbacks get like that no matter what they do. They're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you apart.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a huge play in the passing game, covering 67 yards to the end zone. On the move from inside his own 20. The Appalachian State offense returns to the field. Last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on that.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They clearly found that dude. They score here, we're in for a ball game.
It's a nice game, but the big theme here is they just haven't been able to get the run game going on offense. They've been very one-dimensional. They're just not being physical enough at the point of attack.
Leaves it with the back. At the 45 on his way. Bulldozes him. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Mountaineers.
Man, I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that. And he can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners when he kicked it in gear and got the long touchdown run.
And he's going to try to return this one. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Old Dominion has the ball back. The Monarchs will send the offense onto the field. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
They get it out to the 36 and on the move after a pickup of 15. They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking left. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. And he didn't have a whole lot of operating room after the juke. Not much room to run. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Got his man downfield. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line.
Defenses throughout the week study every third down situation. You've got to be ready for what they do, how they do it, and then be able to adjust. Great job by the offense so far having success.
He'll take a deep shot here. They've avoided the interception all day, but they're lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be second down.
And that is the play the defense needed to turn the momentum around in this game. They needed somebody to step up and make a play. That should have been intercepted.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes a stop.
When you're a defense, it is stop the run first. That is your first responsibility. It makes the whole game easy. And right now, they got it going on the ground. The defense is going to have to change something up. These little tiny dink and dunk, dink and dunk. You keep doing this, they'll go all the way down the field on you, so you might want to get a little bit more aggressive.
Throws to the tight end. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
Keeping his eyes downfield, rolling left. And it's incomplete, a missed opportunity.
Well, they're unable to come up with that one on 4th down, and I remember this as a player. You practice specific plays on 4th down for those types of situations, and you know all week against the scout team, they've gotten really clean looks, easy to execute against. They didn't get a clean look that time, so you chalk it up to the defense and take note of it next time. You might not run that play again if you're in a similar situation.
Brings up 2nd down.
Guys, Old Dominion has the lead here as we've reached the end of the quarter. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings.
24.
As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. 2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work. Wilson to pass. Trying to beat the D deep. And he makes the grab and gets the foot down. What a job for a huge gain there. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. That chunk play has them in business, set up with a 1st down in the red zone. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the wideout. That is just a sideline credit. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want. The Mountaineers have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Got his man. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
Near the 6-yard line. It's now 2nd and goal.
Touchdown, App State. And they take it in for 6 more points.
Appalachian State.
They'll try to tack one more on their score.
In the end zone.
Right down the boulevard. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it.
42. App State 28.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. ODU ready to send the offense back onto the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complimentary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
He is smashing people. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. From the 22 on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking to the big tight end. He's got it. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs. He just keeps piling up numbers with completion after completion in this standout performance.
And I think some people might say late in the game, you got the win, everything's in hand, be a little bit conservative, or you just say, I'm just going to keep doing me. And what I do with this offense is throw the football all over the yard, and I'm going to try to win me a big trophy at the end of the year.
They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Works his way ahead for about 3. It's down at the 8. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Feeling some heat. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Touchdown, Monarchs! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. That one puts them in really good shape to get back on the right track and get another W.
That's a nice job by this offense. Nice job putting the drive together late. This might seal this football game. And nice response. It's nice to be home, isn't it? Come back to the home crowd after you've lost a couple games. Get some mojo going back in your way.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th. Just about set to kick it away. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Appalachian State regains possession, and the Mountaineer offense headed to the field. Opening play of this drive comes from the 26-yard line. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
This defense has just been all over this guy all game long. Under pressure, they're finding a way to get to him and affect his rhythm. Of course, they have an interception in this game. That's why they've got a big lead here in the 4th quarter. This guy has never gotten into a rhythm.
He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He lobs one high down the left side. Grabs it inside the 15. Touchdown, Appalachian State. What a grab and go for the score.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. And that's already his 2nd touchdown of the game.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Florida State is currently ahead in this one, but unlike the days when Bobby Bowden walked the sidelines, this has not been a blowout today in Tallahassee. They're up by 4 over Georgia Tech. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. He's got it. Tripped up for the tackle.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. 2nd down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. Get it out on the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. They're setting up the screen. Made a defender miss. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you can get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. Give to the fullback. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather.
And he is stuffed. And I think the reason he's stuffed there is, think about it. The only time you really give the ball to the fullback is short yardage situations. The defense knew it was coming, played it fast, played it physical.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, ODU. Starting to see some smiles on that sideline as they're close to a Week 10 victory. That one might have put the finish finishing touches on this game.
This one is over. Game, set, match. The defense had a chance to maybe kind of keep their team in it, but the offense said, take it to the locker room.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth.
56, App State, 35.
From inside the 15, here comes the return. Needed just a little more help to turn that into a big return. They'll mark him down at the 29. The Appalachian State offense returns to the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on second down. Wilson will throw. Trying to get to it. And they got him for the sack. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. Fires into traffic, intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much, late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
After the short completion, let's see if they go back to the air. They go to the ground. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6. And they don't have to go for a touchdown here with this little time left and with the lead, but they might anyway. Looking to the end zone. And the pass is incomplete, but the flag flies, and there was a lot of early contact there.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
And the defense is just about out of room to defend. They are backed up right on the doorstep. Touchdown, Old Dominion! And the punishment has been extended.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He's gonna pass. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Now 7 defensive backs on the field getting ready for a passing down. Wilson to pass. Looking down the middle. Or did he find a hole in that secondary? And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. To the air on first down. He wants a big play here late. And it's caught for a touchdown. They're going to play this one through to the end, but this is pretty much window dressing. What a cannon this dude has for an arm.
And there's nothing more frustrating when you watch a Hail Mary and they don't get it to the end zone, or they throw it out of the back of the end zone. Great job by the quarterback. You got to put that thing way up in the air, and he does, and his receiver comes down with it. What a play.
When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and let it run. I mean, that's essentially what we saw in this game. It didn't matter what either offensive coordinator was calling. Everything seemed to work through throwing the football in the intermediate passing game, the RPOs, the run game. David, this was just clinical offensive football.
And offenses have evolved so much. They can do so many different things, and then